Big show today on Coach's Corner on award-winning KHTS Radio. My partner here, Coach Greg Herrick, all pro, all everything, Hall of Famer partner. We have a fan club, and I want to just honor the president and vice president of fan club. Sammy's our president, and Johnny's our vice president. They listen every week to our show. And they reached out to me and they said, "Can we start a fan club?" And I said, "Yeah, go ahead."
God bless them.
I said, "How many members do you have?" And they said, 2. That's enough.
God bless them.
So they're listening right now.
It only takes 2 to have a club.
Yeah, they're listening right
what's
now.
What's that song in the 70s? It only takes 2 to make things go right.
Yeah, Sammy and Johnny. So also dedicating the show to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodger Minute here. So we play Colorado for 4 games. We lose the first, we win the second, we win the third and lose yesterday, and our 2 losing pitchers don't have a clue. They need to go. Rio and the kid Arias.
Well, you don't have a very long leash.
I don't. I have no. And my daughter Julie, who you meet someday, he's as big a Dodger fan as I am. So we're texting through the whole ball game on Mother's Day. Incidentally, happy Mother's Day to you. Your mom's still alive.
Yes, 87 years old. I talked to her last night. She went to dinner in San Francisco at the Original Joe's, it's called.
Yes, I've been there. It's great restaurant.
She loves
been there.
it.
Yeah. So what's your mom's name?
Ann.
Ann. So big shout out to Ann. You could be in the Coach's Corner fan club. It's $1,000.
You get a badge. You get a badge like Sheriff John.
For $1,000, you get a badge. But you can join the fan club and be part of it. She could be our 3rd member in the fan club.
Okay.
Big show today, Coach. You've done a heck of a job.
Wow.
We have the head coach, Greg McCall, the head women's basketball coach. Now you're saying, coaches, why are you doing so much basketball? First of all, you got the NBA playoffs.
That's right.
And you have something to say about one of my favorite coaches, Mr. Popovich, for the San Antonio Spurs. What's irritating?
Well, this came out today. Coach Popovich of the San Antonio Spurs. I'm a big fan of his. He's an excellent coach. He's going to be coaching the Olympic team in the next Olympics for the USA. He's a wonderful coach. And I have a lot of respect for him until today. And though our listeners need to understand, the root of the problem was this play that allegedly happened yesterday.
Kawhi Leonard.
In the playoff game where Kawhi Leonard came down on Zaza Pachulia's foot in the corner and became injured, and he couldn't play the rest of the game. And the Warriors came back from 20. At that point, it was 23-point deficit to win the game by 2. And he said today on the air nationally that he compared it to manslaughter, because the guy said, "Well, do you think he had any intent?" He goes, "Well, when you kill somebody and you didn't intend to do it, you still kill them. It's called manslaughter."
Now,
and I'm going, how do you compare a play that happens? And I'm on the soapbox right now, so don't push me.
All right.
A play that happens. You know how many times in my 40-year career as a coach and, maybe 20 years as a player, do you know how many times I've seen that happen where a guy comes down on a guy's foot? It actually has happened to me maybe 4 or 5 times. You sprain your ankle, you're on crutches, and then, so be it. You don't get to play. But it's not intentional. It's a basketball accident. It happens all the time. And the funny thing about that is the conspiracy theories out there are that Pachulia did it on purpose. Now, this is a 7-foot
Can you
guy.
Just pronounce it? First of all, we need some soapbox music. Justin, get us some soapbox music while he's on his soapbox.
Zaza Pachulia.
Yeah, I love the way you say that.
That's his name.
Zaza.
And he's the center for the Golden State Warriors. And he is a 7-foot, not exactly the greatest athlete of all, but I'll give him credit. He's been in the NBA for 15 years.
So we're starting a new segment every week.
The Zaza show.
The soapbox. You're going to have every week. You're going to have a soapbox, and we have music to it. And coming up right now.
And to infer that he did this he stuck his leg in there to do this on purpose is absolutely nuts. I mean, he could try that 1,000 times and he wouldn't be able to do it. And all he did is he went and closed out on the shooter in the corner, which he's taught to do. He's taught to turn and box out, and all of a sudden now it's manslaughter. he should go to prison.
That's Coach Greg Herrick. The show is called Coach's Corner on award-winning KHTS Radio. Any music would be soapbox music for this coach, for this Hall of Fame coach at College of the Canyons. Fabulous school, incidentally.
You'd probably run out some whine, little crying baby music or something because, I'm going to tell you, I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, born and bred in Oakland. But that has nothing to do with it. This has nothing to do with being a fan of the Golden State Warriors. It's somebody who knows basketball, and and I know that that's something I do know about.
I know baseball. I wish we could start talking about baseball. Well, are you done with your soapbox? Where's our soapbox music? We need soapbox.
Well, how come your
music?
Dodgers are only 2 games above 500?
Oh my God! We have no bullpen. We have no bullpen.
$250 million payroll.
No bullpen. I mean, these guys come in, and we've been averaging 6+ runs a game, and we gave up 9 runs yesterday. Ridiculous.
They're selling a lot of tickets, though, aren't they?
You talk about sweet redemption. How about Valencia beats West Ranch to claim outright Foothill League title 1 year after teams shared the crown?
Twice. They had to beat them twice in the week, and they did it.
Is there better water over in Valencia than the rest of the valley?
I mean, we're going to talk about the Valencia volleyball team who went crash and burn in the first round of the volleyball playoffs.
That's shocking.
And they went down 0-3 to Santa Barbara, who's generally pretty good. I used to tell volleyball coaches never schedule a team west of the 405 because all the beach volleyball that they play.
Yeah. So
you don't want to play anybody that lives by the beach.
Makes sense.
And Valencia went crash and burn in the first round, 0-3, and they've been state champions. I mean that's how good their program's been for years and years and years. And they go down like in a whimper in the first round. Saugus goes down in the first round to El Segundo, who's west of the 405.
West of the 405.
And West Ranch went down by Oak Park, who's actually going to be playing in the finals. So they lost to the could be the champion. So I give them some slack. But first and second round elimination is hard to follow, hard to swallow.
The one thing that Saugus does well is cross country.
No, the best.
And swimming. They've got a senior there that broke the Southern California Division I meet record in the 100-yard breaststroke at Riverside Aquatics Complex last Thursday. Do you know what her name is? Tanner Olson.
Yeah,
Tanner Olson.
We have good swimmers in the Santa Clarita Valley.
We have good everything. I mean, we have.
How about Anthony Irvin? He won an Olympic gold medal. He swam at the Santa Clarita Aquatics Club right here at COC.
You know what I don't like is quite a few players are in the major leagues from the Santa Clarita. They always mention the kids from Santa Clarita. That's it. They never mention the high school or nothing. It's upsetting to me. You're listening to Coach's Corner. Coach Greg Herrick. I'm your host, Coach Ron Tuning. I'm a business coach, so if you own a business, a mature business, I might be somebody you want to talk to. Maybe, just maybe. I'm writing a book on luck. Not today, but we're going to talk about luck in sports because it's huge. This kid yesterday, 21 years old from Korea, lives in Texas.
You don't even know his name.
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
It's stop it. I do know his name.
You do not know his name.
I do know his name.
He's 20. He's 21 years old. I know that too, but I don't know. I'm not going to fake it like I know his name.
I know.
Don't tell me his last name's Kim.
Something like that. I think something like that. But I knew his name this morning when I read the article.
Hey, God bless the guy.
It's like CW or SWCW. He has initials, and then the middle name is.
You're messing it up.
Woo.
His name is Siwoo Kim.
I got the last name.
Siwoo Kim.
Siwoo Kim.
And Siwoo Kim.
1 million.
21 years old.
Do the math.
You know how hard, because you're a golfer. You know how hard it is to play on that course, Sawgrass, TPC Sawgrass.
I'm going to tell you something. This kid won.
He beat the best players in the world.
What's the average income in American? About $50,000 a year. So this kid won $1,850,000. Divide that by 50,000.
Well, he won more than that.
Just do it 55.
He's going to have about 5 more endorsement deals after this tournament.
33 years. He won more, and I said the average salary of the average citizen is $55,000. It takes 33 years to earn $1,850,000.
We had this discussion this morning. I was telling you about when my son Michael met with his agent, preparing for the NFL
Right.
draft.
I've never had an agent.
Yeah. And we were sitting down in a fancy golf country club in San Francisco with his agent, and I'm just listening. I'm like the third wheel. And he looks across the table and he says, Michael, if you make a 40-man roster in the NFL, you're gonna make at that time you're gonna make $265,000. And I almost choked on my BLT because you know how long it took me to make $260,000?
40 years.
And he was going to make it standing on the sidelines watching a game as a backup quarterback in the NFL. How about that?
Don't you think? I don't know why. I don't know why I'm bugged. Maybe I'm
Now they're making $500,000 by the way.
425, but I don't. Maybe I'm old. Maybe it's old school. I'm bugged that guys. Let's talk about baseball for a second. $18 million for a year. Are they? Somebody saved your life at Henry Mayo Hospital.
Dr. Dawes.
Dr. Dawes isn't making $18 million a year. Maybe making a couple $1 million, but deserved. But he's saving lives. Right. He's saving lives.
Well, I used to say this about my wife, who's a registered nurse, and I was a teacher for 37 years. And I used to say, they told us both that we had the most important jobs in America.
I believe it.
And yet they weren't paying me like it was important.
I know. Nurses, that's for me, that's number one occupation. They do more. They save lives. They just do more for human beings. So big shout out to nurses. Big shout out to your wife, Marilyn, for everything that she does.
Well, a big shout out to Marilyn because yesterday was Mother's Day, and not only did she brings babies into the world. She's a labor and delivery nurse, which is a wonderful miracle.
Yeah.
She raised.
Is she actually bringing the baby? Bringing the baby?
She's delivered children when the doctor couldn't make it in time. He couldn't get to the hospital.
Right.
So she had to do it.
She's in the delivery room.
Yes, mostly all the time, and not only that. She's not only doing that, and you're talking life and death sometimes.
Yeah, no question.
And she raised our 3 children. And was my spouse, which is not any walk in the park, I'll tell you that.
No, but
I'm just telling you what a wonderful woman she is.
Prior to our next guest coming up, Greg McCall, head women's basketball coach at Cal State Bakersfield, he's got quite a story.
Yes.
I mean, he's got quite a story. And I wanted to bottle what you have, but now I want to bottle what he has. Okay?
Yeah, his is way ahead of mine.
Well, not that far ahead, but yes, just enough that I want to bottle that. You're listening to Coach's Corner. It's an award-winning radio station called KHTS Radio. You can listen to us online at hometownstation.com. That's where our president and vice president of our Coach's Corner fan club, you laugh, but we do have a fan club. Sammy and Johnny.
You get a little badge.
Sammy and Johnny, I know you're listening, so try to get 2 more members. Try to get 4 members by next week, and we'll work on gifts and badges and stuff. Incidentally, tell them it's probably, if you're going to join the fan club, they're going to have to pay a dues.
It always comes down to money, doesn't it?
Of course it does. I'm a business coach. Comes down to dues. All right, so we're waiting for our guest to call in. Are we calling him, or is he calling us?
No, he's calling us.
Okay, and then coming up.
But let me. I don't want to interrupt you.
No.
But I want to. And you're such a baseball nut.
We
want to talk about the Foothill League baseball playoffs that start this Friday. Our listeners are, if you want to go out and see a high school baseball game, you might want to check out the Valencia Vikings, Foothill League champions, are playing Dos Pueblos this Friday here in Valencia. And Thursday, and West Ranch is playing at El Dorado. That's a cool name for a high school, by the way. And Hart is qualified as the Foothill League number 3 team, is going out to Vista Murrieta.
So here's my prediction.
Way out there.
Here's my prediction. Hart wins it all. Right now,
wow.
I'm predicting that right. Dos Pueblos is a beautiful school. It's out in
Santa Barbara.
Spalita.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Out in the country. You ever been to that school?
Yeah, I got a funny story for. We were playing Dos Pueblos when I was at Hart, coaching the boys basketball team.
Yeah.
And we play fast and fast break, and we release players, and we were getting scores on layups. And the guy for the coach from Dos Pueblos kept yelling, "Get back! Get back! Get back!" I mean, and we were laughing because every time we got the ball, we were moving, and he kept saying that, "Get back! Get back!" And then the 6th time, it was, "Get back! Timeout!"
The show is Coach's Corner. So baseball in Santa Cruz Valley, if any of you ever pay attention to anything, we've sent so many major league players to the major leagues. There was a kid the other day. Do you know him? In fact, he's on Colorado's team. Starts
Valaika.
with V. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Do you know that kid?
Yes, I know the family.
He hurt the Dodgers yesterday with a home run.
Yeah, he comes from a family of great baseball players.
He looks like a stud, man.
There's
He is
three of them.
built.
The three of them have actually gone to play professional baseball, whether it be the big leagues or the minor leagues, and there's one still left at UCLA. Actually, the youngest Valaika is now at UCLA, and I forget their name. Their dad, I want to shout out to him. He had some kind of medical issue that I don't really know, but he's been in a coma for
oh my god,
for probably over a year now.
Oh my goodness!
And he coached my I think Michael in soccer way back in the day when he was small.
Now you're great at getting guests. Do you want me to do it? Or do you want to do it? Why don't we call the Colorado Rockies and see if we can
might be able
the
to get
kid
that.
on? See if we can get. How do you pronounce his last name? Valaika, shortstop.
Yes,
good one.
They were all infielders,
and he's built. I like the way the kid looks like a linebacker. The way he's built. And where did he go to school? Hart. Another Hart graduate in the.
Well, I
Major
can
League.
guarantee our listeners that these three playoff games that we just talked about,
Yeah.
there'll be a major league player from one of the teams.
Unbelievable. Be honest with me. Have you bought the $500 LeBar?
LeVar Ball?
Yeah. Have you bought the shoes?
No.
I mean, this guy. When he first started ranting, I thought, what an idiot. But he's turning out to be a really smart guy. I mean, he is. He's selling shoes, not at anything Nike's doing or Brooks, my favorite shoe, is doing, but people are buying his shoes, and he's bringing it. Tomorrow's the draft. Are you going to be on pins and needles watching the NBA draft?
No, we already have our players, but I'm going to tell you about what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the famous Laker and UCLA great, said about Mr. Ball. He said, he just hates the fact that he's using his son to be, he's exploiting his son's ability. And all three of his sons are pretty good players, and he's exploiting them for his own benefit. And I was impressed with that evaluation by Kareem.
Changing subjects about hockey. So, don't do that. Don't do that. Hockey's big in Santa Clarita. We have the ice station. In person, it's one of the best. Football for me is. There's only two sports for me, to be honest with you. That's football and spring football.
Yeah.
But hockey in person is a wonderful sport.
I saw a hockey game once in my life.
At the ice station?
No. At the Oakland Arena.
Yeah.
We used to have a team in the Bay Area, the California Golden Seals. They played with white skates like the Oakland A's play with white shoes.
Yeah.
And
what happened to that team?
We were in high school. I was in high school. That's how long ago it was. And the Chicago Blackhawks had a guy named Keith Magnuson that broke every record for getting in the penalty box. He used to fight all the time. So my friend says, "Let's go see Magnuson get in a fight." So that's why we went to and I'll be damned, he got in a fight and he was in the penalty box. So we got what our money's worth.
So the reason I brought up hockey is intimidation. So intimidation is, to me, it's huge in any walk of life. It's huge in sports, but more than any other sport, football, hockey is intimidation. I'll tell you a story about the Ducks in a minute. In basketball, right now, your Warriors seem to be intimidating the San Antonio Spurs based on your rant the other minute, and you got on your soapbox. We never did get. I don't know what Justin's doing today. We need soapbox music. We still need anything. Pick anything. I don't care. We need soapbox music. Anything. But so this kid with the Ducks, Kessler Ryan, is the enforcer, right? You know that.
The goon.
The goon. Yeah.
Yeah, they call him goons.
Right. So he is intimidating the other team, which is the Nashville team. Do you know their nickname? I don't.
The Predators.
That sounds about right.
Yes.
So the players are scared to death of this guy.
How big is he?
I can't say what he's. I don't know. 6'4".
Justin, how big is he?
I think he's 6'4". I think he's a big guy.
I think he's around 6'2". I
Yeah.
can check for sure.
Yeah.
He's not overly.
10.
He's not overly large.
Flip's listening to our
Hockey
show.
players are getting bigger and bigger as the years go on. You know.
Cindy's listening to our show. I need soapbox music. Pick anything.
Yeah, he's 6'2".
Do you like doo-wop? The two of us
Doo-wop.
are at an age. You and I grew up with doo-wop.
Yeah.
That would be great soapbox.
Doo-wop music.
There's licensing reasons why I can't just pick any song.
Yeah,
Well,
come on.
You must have something there. How about our opening?
The whining.
Our,
I know he's going to come up with the whining song, and that's not what I'm trying to do.
No,
I'm not whining.
You're not whining. Where's our guest?
And you say the Warriors are trying to intimidate people. The Warriors are skilled players. That's why they're good.
we have to.
You know, these guys. Steph Curry is not going to intimidate anybody, but he's going to make baskets.
He's amazing. We'll be right back. It's called Coach's Corner. We do have a fan club. There's a price to pay if you want to get in the fan club. We'll talk about that later. We have nothing to offer you right now in the fan club.
Membership.
Just membership. We'll be right back on award-winning KHTS Radio. Be right back.